What good things did we have before some idiots ruined them for us?
Facebook. I'm not saying it was great, but when I was a freshman in college, Facebook was very different. It was fun to post photos, connect with people you met in classes, and so on.
Now it's full of middle-aged people with political opinions, on both sides, acting like they're better than those mourning Mac Miller's death. Like, posting stuff like, "You cry over this celebrity, but I'm thinking of the 3 veterans who commit suicide every day."
Share to show you care. Single quote closing parenthesis dot. Sorry, but I'm really sick of all my aunts and uncles posting their dumb opinions on Facebook.
Edited. Obviously, I can delete these people, and I have.
I'm just saying that the whole vibe of the social network is different now. Maybe I'm just getting old, but I prefer people posting photos like my first day at school, over political rants and pushing some MLM product. In a way, travel. Over-tourism is a problem partly because idiots have no idea how to treat the spaces they're in.
Seriously, travel is a kind of privilege, but these people treat it like crap. They litter, get drunk, act indecently, ignore local customs, and generally ruin the place. This behavior not only harms the locals and their environment, but it also hurts respectful travelers. A friend of mine loves national parks, and she started carrying a trash bag to clean up after terrible tourists.
In short, when you visit a place, don't be a jerk. Learn about the culture, don't litter, and respect the space you're in. Driving.
There are way too many damn people on the roads now, most of whom should not have a driver's license at all. They can't use common sense or follow traffic rules.
These people don't understand that they are not alone on the road. People used to read articles and get information from them. Now, it seems like people just scroll down to the comments to understand what was written, said. So whoever invented the comments section killed reading.
To be fair, many articles are just pointless to read now, full of fluff added only to increase the average time users spend on the site.
Drones.
It only takes a few idiots to do something stupid and illegal, like spying on people, and lawmakers immediately jump at the chance to introduce certain bans. To be fair, the government was the first to use drones for spying.
A sense of neighborhood community.
When I was a kid, around 2nd grade, I would go to my friends' places, and we'd play in each other's yards.
We learned to ride bikes together,
explored the patches of forest between the yards, and played with the older kids.
Public paranoia put an end to all that.
The Washington sniper shootings, fear of kidnappers, all of it hit us at once. Oh, and the cicada season.
That summer made people more reclusive. Near my parents' old apartment, there was a small dog park. Our greyhound loved it and ran there every morning. The park was closed because people didn't clean up their dog's poop.
They just left piles of crap despite the management sending out warning letters. It still upsets me. Don't get a dog if you can't clean up after it. It's a really dumb and simple story, but I think it perfectly shows how selfish people can be. A few years ago, a guy shared his Starbucks card on Twitter.
He asked people to link it to their phones.
The idea was to create a shared card for a group of people. Basically, a person could get a free coffee if they wanted, or they could put some money on the card so others could get a free coffee.
You'd think people would just grab free drinks, but actually, more people donated than those who drank for free.
At some point, there was around $200 on the card. Later on in the story, some jerk showed up and shut down the whole operation by blocking the card account.
He claimed he did it to prove how inefficient it is to share a card, or something like that.
There's always that one person who sees others enjoying something and feels the need to ruin it.
I'll be mean to prove that people are mean. I used to work at a Tim Hortons near a homeless shelter.
Every evening, we'd collect all the leftover food that was still fresh and donate it to charity.
It wasn't much, usually a box of Timbits and about a dozen donuts. One day, the regional manager came by and shut it down. He didn't explain why, just said we should never do it again or we'd be fired.
After that, we didn't question it, but we quietly held a grudge against Tim Hortons for being so petty that they'd rather waste food than give it away for free. A few months later, we were bagging leftover food when we saw a homeless man nearby.
He said, "It's a shame what happened. I loved eating your donuts, but that idiot ruined everything." My coworker replied, "Yeah, it's really shitty. These corporations are so greedy." The homeless man looked confused and said, "No, it's not that. Some fool at the shelter pretended to choke on a donut and wanted to sue your store. That's why your management shut it down." I used to be able to walk into an airport, buy a ticket, go to the gate, and get on a plane. That's how I flew countless times from San Francisco, where I live, to Los Angeles,
where my sister lives.
Not to mention,
You could meet and see people off right at the gate.
getting through security used to take about 30 seconds.
Childhood. You used to be able to roam your neighborhood, ride your bike to the nearby park, explore the woods behind your house, and do other similar things.
On a regular summer day, you'd be kicked out of the house and told to come back when the streetlights came on.
You had freedom. You could walk around, explore your surroundings, build things, play, and yes, you could get beaten up by bullies, run into stray dogs, or have a bad fall and get hurt.
But you could freely explore the world, learn new things, and figure stuff out on your own, and it was simply amazing. Now, at least in the USA, it's the norm that kids must be under adult supervision every day, every minute. We hold their hands and shuttle them from one place to another as if they're a suitcase containing the nuclear codes.
Parents are afraid to leave their kid in the car for a few minutes while they run into a store because some passerby might call the police, and they could be charged with a crime.
I find this so ridiculous.
One thing is leaving a kid in a car to read a book or play on a tablet when the weather is inappropriate, like if it's too hot outside and you left the kid in a sweltering car, that could be considered neglect or abuse. But if they're in the shade, and it's a cool 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're just running in quickly to grab grandma's prescription?
I simply can't understand it. I don't get the intense supervision of children and how it became the norm. It's come to the point where parents can be charged with a real crime for just leaving their kid alone for a few minutes. I'm completely baffled by this.
Our parents had a small summer cabin in a quiet forested area by a lake.
The water was crystal clear and perfect for fishing and swimming. It always smelled of fresh pine. Over time, the lake became overrun and ruined by numerous motorboats.
The water was polluted with gasoline, oil, and all sorts of junk dumped into it. Tires, mattresses, washing machines, solvents, etc.
Now there's no fish in the lake, the water stinks, and the pines have been cut down. Burning Man used to be a really cool place, a sort of mini-society.
Now it's just a bunch of people with big money who isolate themselves from others in the desert, buying up huge plots of land, and not letting anyone else on their property.
It's starkly different from what Burning Man was supposed to be. I think the same thing has happened to all festivals in general.
There's a trend towards materialism and showing off on social media, like, look how much fun I'm having.
Being a photographer. It seems like everyone is a photographer these days. I mean, if you're a popular Instagram person or celebrity, basically if you have a large audience, you get hired for cool projects despite knowing nothing about photography. Edit. I'm not saying people need to know the technical aspects of photography. Natural talent is great. I'm just saying that crappy photos become popular only because they were taken by someone with a big audience. Movie theaters.
Etiquette is completely dead. My once greatest joy is now ruined for me because people are inconsiderate assholes who think they can act like they're at home and disrupt others.
In the end, I set up a projector and screen in my den and haven't regretted it one bit.
In the 90s in Turkey, when you got drunk and thought you couldn't make it home by yourself, you could call 155, the police hotline, and tell them who you were and where you were.
They would send a police officer to pick you up and take you home.
They did this to prevent drunk driving, robbery, etc. But at some point, the Islamists came to power and ruined the lives of part of the population.
YouTube. It used to be filled with amateur videos. Even old-school YouTubers made quality content. Now it's full of corporations pushing their content, most of which is complete crap. Edit. I think I need to clarify my point. Educational videos have always been great. I'm more talking about entertainment content. I miss the early YouTube era when people just uploaded random videos, not professionally edited ones with big teams working behind the scenes, creating merchandise, and so on. Back then, there were no clickbait videos or worries about monetization. People uploaded their videos just for fun. I feel like the internet no longer has that Wild West vibe. YouTube, it's me again. This is another how-to video. Many of you have asked how to make this thing, and I thought it would be really cool to show you how to make it. Before I start, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I want to reach 2,000 likes, and if I do, I'll love you all forever. Also, hit the bell to get notifications about my new videos, and so on. During my college years, I placed a box next to the vending machine with a note saying something like, "Feel free to put in some money, or take some to buy a snack." Good luck. For a while, people were putting in money and taking some to buy snacks, but then some jerks started taking all the money, so I had to remove the box.
Thank you for watching.
What cool aspects of life that you've lost do you regret?
Tell us about it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.